ATGAMES Sega Genesis was a mini console that was released in the year 2017 with a launch price of $79.99 USD dollars. And immediately it was not well received from the consumers. And I wanted to come back and look at it in the year of 2025 to see, hey, was this blown out of proportion? The system does come with 80 games pre-installed, and it also has a cartridge slot so you can play all the games you own physically. You'd think, hey, that doesn't sound so bad. Sadly, that's not really the case. First off, the console only has an AV output, no HDMI, no standard cables like USB-C or micro USB, something that most mini consoles and consumers have, but not this one. And when you do turn on the console, you are immediately greeted with one of the ugliest home screens I can think of, and it has absolutely no music for the home screen, and it's just pure silence. No nice tune or anything. Just a scrolling message at the bottom just saying, please buy games at our site. No. And what about these controllers? Well, these controllers have infrared signals with the systems that I have, which they did later get rid of. But that does mean these ones are wireless, which sounds nice, but it's really not. This is the exact same connection TV remotes use. And just like TV remotes, you have to have it aimed perfectly at your TV for your TV to detect your commands being sent to it. And so, whenever you're playing your game, you may, sit back to relax, or you may just get invested in the game and may move, which will cause your button inputs to fail, which will cause your character to either A, keep on walking, or just completely stop, and easily get you a game over. And you also might be asking me, hey, Jaden, why don't you just use wired controllers, man? Well, trust me, I would if I could. I have a wired controller for the Sega Genesis, but for some reason they just don't work. What I have learned is these consoles are made so cheaply that inside of the console, the traces are dying and failing. I even have two consoles, and neither of them can use wired controllers. I even have a friend who I remember using some knockoff NES controllers on his, and they were terrible. Obviously due to the fact that they only have 2 buttons instead of 6 that the Genesis has. But even his has stopped working over the years. But whatever, let's just play some games. Oh god, what's that sound? Why does it sound so bad? I might have to compare it to another console to see what it sounds like on there. Sega! Why are the sounds so high pitched? Alright, I guess I guess I'll have to get used to it. I'll just keep playing.
One eternity later.
Alright. I think I'm done for today. Let's save, and I'll come back to this and try to finish through the game at that point. How do I save, actually? I actually never really knew. How do I save on this? Wait, can I not save? Am I really expected just to restart every time I want to play? Yeah, I am. I am expected just to completely restart every time I want to play. Like, yeah, I understand that playing it originally, you just didn't have any save features, but in 2017 and on every other mini console I've played on, they all include save features. So to have none on this is just absolutely pathetic. Like, did they really do anything with this, or did they just throw some games on there and just be like, I think I'm done, and just call it a day? Alright, and let's look at these games that we have. Like, what is this? Spider? I've never heard of a game called Spider. No, nothing comes up for the Sega Genesis. The only thing that comes up is Spider-Man for the Sega Genesis. What is this Spider? Of course. It's a game where you protect a cake from spiders. So apparently what's going on is that there was just a whole bunch of games that ATGAMES created just because they didn't want to have to pay the extra money to get other Genesis games on here. Like, why not just make it 40 games and have all of the games included be good? Like, no one's gonna feel bad about missing a game where you shoot freaking spiders that are trying to steal your damn cake. I'm a little curious. So if I compare these two consoles, do both of them have the exact same lineup, or are they going to be completely unique experiences? Okay, I see that this one has Mortal Kombat, and I see that this one has Streets of Rage. Are these not the exact same lineup? Alright, I'm gonna actually create a list here. I want to compare the games and see how many games are genuinely unique here. So, according to my list, there's 40 games that were from the Sega Genesis, and then 40 bootleg games. The first console has 7 unique games that were released to the Genesis, while the second one has 8 unique games. Like, why do it that way? Why not just have them both have all of those games and make it 50, 60 games instead of this 80? That's stupid. The 40 bootleg games, they aren't the same either. The first console has 13 unique games, while the second one only has 12 unique games. And these really don't add anything to the package. No one's going to be looking at these consoles and just be like, Mom, please, I really want the version that has yawning Triceratops. Like, no one's gonna be like that. And first off, what the hell even is yawning Triceratops? Who the crap comes up with these names? Oh, of course. How did I guess that? Of course it's Simon. Oh, and something I want to bring up. This is a complaint for all mini consoles. Creators of mini consoles, please listen. Can we please start making these mini consoles weigh something? It is so damn annoying when you're trying to play your game and your arm moves an inch and it just yoinks whatever the hell your console is sitting on top of. Ugh, but alright. Back to the Genesis. And so with that all being said, I can honestly fully understand why this got so much hate. Like, I bought both of these for a total of $15, and I really can't say I feel like I got my money's worth from these products. These were trash products, and they didn't even meet the bare minimum. They just preyed upon people from their nostalgia about their childhoods. These products are destined to be made and just be played for an hour, and just left to grow dust in your closet, just to be forgotten, or just sold. This is coming from a guy who just wanted to experience the Genesis lineup, since I just grew up playing the NES, and I wanted to see, hey, what did the Genesis have for me? I thought, hey, it was disliked, but hey, I just want to experience some of the games and see what I felt for them. And this is easily the worst way I could have introduced myself into the Genesis lineup.